I'm back. As much as I know this question may bring up some negative feelings in some people, I know this is something that you thought about at least once. I know I have. Before I start, I want to take a brief moment to define this touchy word nappy. Simply put, nappy hair is highly textured hair that creates naps and tangles easily. This hair characteristic is often associated with the African ethnic group. While some people choose to use this word as a weapon to offend people, I choose not to use it in that way. Besides, people give meaning to words, not the other way around. Now that that's clear, let's move on to go over the science behind why our hair is nappy. Nappy hair is a result of two things: your follicle shape and size, and the coarse texture of your hair. Australian scientists from the Genetic Epidemiology Laboratory at the Queensland Institute of Medical Research have identified a single gene that strongly influences whether you have curly or straight hair. They have discovered that the TCHH or trichohyalin gene determines the shape and size of the inner root sheets of developing hair follicles. The shape and size of our follicles dictates how textured and how thick our hair strands will be. They help to form and contour our hair as it grows. Here's an overview of the different shapes scalp follicles can have. I hope we all know our complete hair type by now. If you don't, please click on this link that will take you to a video on how to properly test your hair to determine your complete hair type. It's important to test and not to assume your complete hair type, because if you simply assume and are wrong, it can set you back from reaching your hair goals. Once you have properly determined your complete hair type, you can look at this picture and quickly determine what your follicle shapes must look like. Think of your hair follicles as holes on your scalp of which hair grows out from. Those with very straight hair have round follicles. And the more oval or flat your follicles are, the curlier your hair is. Note that those with kinky hair have very flat, irregular shaped hair follicles. Sort of like this. I understand that most of us learn new topics through visual example, so I decided to do an experiment to show you exactly how your follicle shape affects your curl pattern. These tubes are both filled with clay. If you look closely, you'll notice that one has a round opening, while the other has a slender, irregular shaped opening. The round opening represents a round hair follicle, and the contents inside this tube represents a hair strand. As I mentioned, those with round follicles have straight hair. So when I squeeze out the clay, it comes out really smooth and straight. Now with this tube, the slender irregular opening represents a hair follicle. And like before, the contents inside the tube represents a hair strand. When I squeeze out the clay, it comes out really curly and not uniform. Note that the flatter and irregular your hair follicle is, the more kinky, less consistent, and tight your curls will be. Follicle size plays a role in how thick your actual hair strands will be. As you can see, each follicle size can range in thickness, from thick to thin and everything in between. It's important to remember that your complete hair type includes many factors, and is truly one of a kind and unique. Kinky hair, which is hair that grows out of very slender, irregular shaped follicles, tend to have a coarse texture due to the hair's tight, bendy, and irregular coils. These bends and kinks create rough zones, and it's difficult for your cuticle layers to lay flat around these curvy areas. In addition to that, due to these tight curls, the sebum, which is the oil your scalp naturally produces, fails to slide down the strands and spread evenly along your hair fibers. This combination produces dry, coarse, and brittle hair that's easily prone to breakage if not properly handled and cared for. You may think that nappy hair is unique to those with African ancestry, but it's not. It is, however, quite rare in other races. So rare, in fact, that when it's seen in Caucasians and Asians, it's called a syndrome. The woolly hair syndrome, to be exact. The symptoms of this syndrome are described in much the same way as African hair. It's coarse, unusually frizzy, and wiry. Woolly hair also strongly runs in families. But on the other hand, many Asians, mainly Koreans and Japanese, have been following a growing trend and going through a lot of trouble to make their hair appear nappy, either by growing out dreads or teasing their hair into tangled afros. They are embracing something that those with African lineage naturally have, all in the name of fashion. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with nappy hair. It's beautiful and it's the most unique hair type in the world. Healthy nappy hair can do anything. It can be worn straight, curly, and kinky. It requires higher maintenance, but as with most things that are more difficult to care for, the reward is well worth it. So next time someone tells you your hair is nappy, reply with, "Thank you." Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. We're now on Instagram. Follow @Green Beauty Channel. See you in the next video.